It began with a silence so heavy it felt as though judgment had already been handed down. A suffocating hush clung to the courtroom, broken only by the distant flicker of fluorescent lights and the soft whisper of shifting papers. Then a wooden door creaked open. Every head turned. Cody Brown stepped inside. His once golden curls looked dulled beneath the courtroom's harsh lights, his face drawn, jaw clenched, his suit almost too immaculate as if he believed polished fabric could hide the truth underneath. But nothing could be hidden now. "Mr. Cody Brown," the judge said, peering over his glasses, "please be seated. This court is now in session." Across the aisle, Christine sat upright, her shoulders squared with the kind of strength that only blooms after surviving betrayal. Beside her, Janelle fidgeted nervously with a notepad. Meri's eyes were fixed on the back of Cody's head, burning holes through him with quiet fury. And Robyn clutched her handbag so tightly that her knuckles blanched white, her lips moving in a silent whisper only she could hear. A prayer. A panic. No one knew. This wasn't merely a dispute over land. This was the collapse of an entire family legacy. The estate the Benjamin Brown Ranch, valued at $4 million, stood at the center of the storm. The prosecutor's voice echoed sharply. "We believe Mr. Brown falsified the final will of the deceased to benefit only one of his wives, leaving the others with nothing." Gasps fluttered through the gallery. The courtroom, someone whispered, "isn't a room anymore. It's a battlefield." The judge raised a brow. "And what evidence do you have to support this allegation of forgery?" Christine's lawyer stepped forward, calm, confident, almost deadly in his composure. "Your Honor, we have a notarized 2016 handwritten will, witness dividing the estate equally among all 4 wives." He held up 2 laminated sheets, but the official 2018 version, filed mere days before Benjamin's death, names only Mrs. Robyn Brown as the sole beneficiary. Cody looked away. Christine didn't blink. She had been waiting for this moment, preparing for it. "The signatures," the lawyer continued, "do not match. We have a handwriting analyst prepared to testify under oath that the 2018 signature is not authentic." Robyn's face fell. For the first time, she looked at Cody not with devotion, but with fear. And he didn't meet her gaze. "This is not merely about inheritance," the lawyer said. "It is about manipulation, exploitation, fraud, and a family built on lies." "Objection." Cody's attorney barked. "Sustained for now," the judge said. "Proceed cautiously." The lawyer nodded and turned to the jury with the confidence of a man carrying a loaded truth. "Let's discuss motive." Cody shifted. In early 2018, Mr. Brown faced mounting debt, 3 active mortgages, a failing business, and rising tension across his household. But one wife, Mrs. Robyn Brown, held a perfect credit score. She was his legal spouse, the only clean financial front. "Are you implying," the judge said, "that Mr. Brown exploited the legality of his marriage to manipulate estate documents?" "Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly what we are saying." Robyn whispered something urgently to Cody, but he snapped his eyes toward her, not lovingly, but with fear. And the silence in the courtroom cracked. Because this trial wasn't about money anymore. It was about truth. The nurse's testimony. "Call your first witness." The bailiff opened a side door. In walked an elderly woman clutching a worn leather folder. Martha Callahan, Benjamin Brown's longtime nurse. "Miss Callahan," the lawyer said, "did you witness anyone visiting Mr. Brown in the week before he passed?" "Yes," she replied. "Mrs. Robyn Brown came twice. First with cookies and a stack of papers. Second time, she came with Mr. Cody Brown." The courtroom held its breath. "And do you know what those papers were? Legal documents?" "I offered to help him read them, but Mrs. Brown insisted he was fine. But he looked confused. He didn't seem to understand what he was signing." "Was he lucid, Miss Callahan?" "No, he thought I was his sister that day." Even Cody's attorney didn't object. Truth had entered the room and it wasn't leaving. Christine's hands trembled as she reached for her water. She remembered the night Cody came home early, telling her the estate had been settled, that they had nothing to worry about. He'd kissed her forehead. Now she knew he had lied. The notary scandal. When Cody finally took the stand, he looked like a man walking towards his own verdict. "Mr. Brown," the prosecutor asked, "did you personally witness Benjamin signing the 2018 will?" "Yes." "And he understood what he was signing?" "Yes." "Are you aware that the notary stamp used was 2 years expired?" Silence. "Yes," he whispered. Gasps exploded across the room. "So you knowingly filed an invalid will? And you hid this from your other wives?" Cody clenched his jaw. I didn't think it mattered." Robyn was the legal next of kin. Christine shot to her feet. "And we weren't." She cried. "We were there for every holiday, every crisis, every moment of his life." The judge ordered silence, but the wound was open, the betrayal exposed. Day 2, the envelope. The next morning, the courtroom buzzed like a hive ready to sting. Christine took the stand, heels clicking like warning shots. "Mrs. Brown," her lawyer said, "tell the court what arrived at your home on May 12th. A manila envelope," she said. "No return address, just my name. And inside, a will. The real 2016 will. The one Benjamin wrote before his stroke. The one no one ever showed us." Robyn lurched forward in her seat. "It divides the estate equally between all 4 wives," Christine announced. "Not just Robyn." The room erupted. The judge examined the document. It appears legitimate and duly notarized. Then came the handwriting expert, Dr. Malcolm Reyes, whose calm dismantling of the 2018 signature was surgical. "Forgery tremors," he said. "An unsteady hand trying to copy. The 2018 signature is not authentic." Robyn whispered frantically to her lawyer. Cody rubbed his temples. The truth was crushing them. The letter. Cody's lawyer stood, flustered. "We cannot prove this envelope wasn't fabricated to frame my client." Christine's lawyer didn't blink. "Then explain this." Christine lifted a folded sheet of paper, her hands trembling. "This," she said softly, "was tucked at the bottom of the envelope. A handwritten letter." She paused, breathing deeply, eyes shining. "And what's written in this letter," she whispered, "is the reason Benjamin changed everything." She whispered, "is the reason Benjamin changed everything." Christine's fingers tightened around the folded sheet, the paper trembling slightly in her hands. The courtroom leaned forward as though the walls themselves wanted to hear. Her lawyer stepped closer. "Mrs. Brown, please read the letter aloud." Christine swallowed, steadied herself, and slowly unfolded the page. The handwriting was uneven, aged, familiar. "Benjamin's." She began to read. "To my family. If you are reading this, then someone has hidden the truth. I am no longer strong enough to argue, but I want my wishes known clearly." Robyn shifted in her seat. "I fear pressure from certain individuals. I have been visited by Cody and Robyn several times regarding my estate, but I do not trust their intentions." A wave of shock rippled through the courtroom. Cody's hand flew to his mouth. Robyn went pale. Christine continued, "My wives have all cared for me, but Christine, Janelle, and Meri have been by my side the longest. I will not allow anyone to manipulate my final decisions. My land is to be split equally between all 4 wives. If a new will appears, it is not mine." The gallery erupted. Robyn dropped her face into her hands. Cody's eyes squeezed shut as if the words physically burned him. The judge hammered his gavel. "Order, order." Christine lowered the letter gently onto the witness stand. Her lawyer turned to the judge. "Your Honor, Benjamin Brown himself warned that any altered will would be fraudulent. And yet Cody Brown submitted a 2018 version naming only Robyn Brown as the beneficiary." Cody's attorney looked panicked, shuffling papers as though searching for a miracle that wasn't there. Christine's lawyer stepped aside. "We now have motive. We have witness testimony of coercion. We have a handwriting expert. We have the original notarized will. And we have the victim's own written warning." He paused. "Your Honor, the prosecution rests." The defense collapses. Cody's attorney stood, visibly rattled, sweat forming at his temple. "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this letter could have been fabricated before he finished." The judge interjected. "Is there any evidence suggesting this letter is not authentic?" The attorney hesitated. Too long? No, Your Honor. But then your objection is dismissed. Robyn covered her face with her hands. Cody stared ahead, jaw twitching, eyes glassy. Christine watched him, not with hatred, but with the devastation of someone finally seeing the truth behind a love she once believed in. Janelle takes the stand. Call your next witness, the judge said. Christine's lawyer nodded. We call Mrs. Janelle Brown. Janelle stood. Her usually gentle face was hardened with years of disappointment. She had never spoken aloud. She took the oath and sat down. Mrs. Brown, did Mr. Cody Brown ever mention a change to Benjamin's will? Janelle nodded slowly. Yes. He told me Benjamin wanted to streamline things. That the land would pass legally to Robyn because she was the only legal wife. And did that concern you? Of course, she said. It didn't feel right. Benjamin cared for all of us. He would never erase Meri, Christine, or me. Christine glanced at Janelle with gratitude. And did you ever see Benjamin confused or pressured? Yes, Janelle said. Cody took me to visit him once. Benjamin didn't recognize us at first. Cody brushed it off. But Benjamin was shaking, scared. He kept saying, I already signed something. I hope I didn't make a mistake. The courtroom trembled with murmurs. And what was Cody's response? Janelle looked down, pain flickering across her eyes. He told me not to worry, that he was handling it. Meri's moment, call your next witness, the judge instructed. Meri Brown. Meri walked to the stand with slow, deliberate steps. Her presence was sharp, steady, controlled. Mrs. Brown, the lawyer said, you have known Benjamin longer than any of the other wives. Did he ever discuss his wishes with you? Meri nodded. Yes, he told me many times he wanted fairness. He said a man with 4 wives must leave peace behind, not war. He was clear. And did anything seem suspicious in the final weeks? Meri inhaled deeply. Yes, Cody kept visiting Benjamin alone, without telling any of us. And one night after he returned, he told me. She hesitated. He told me, the future is going to look different, Meri. Don't fight it. The courtroom swallowed the silence. Meri blinked back tears. I didn't know he meant this. The diary revealed Christine's lawyer picked up a new evidence file. And now, Your Honor, the most crucial piece of evidence. He lifted a small leather-bound book. Benjamin Brown's personal diary. Cody's head snapped up. Robyn's breath hitched. Found locked in his bedside drawer, the lawyer explained, and turned over by Mrs. Callahan, the nurse. He read aloud, April 3rd. Robyn visited today. Sweet smile. But she brings too many papers. I feel pressured. April 4th. Cody came. He wants things signed. I told him I am tired. He insisted I remember my family. I feel confused. April 7th. Someone will change my will if I do not stay alert. But I fear I won't have the strength. The room ignited. Cody slumped back in his chair as if the floor had dropped beneath him. Robyn's lips quivered. A small sob slipped out. The judge leaned back slowly. This, he said gravely, is becoming deeply troubling. Christine's final strike. Christine stood. Not called as a witness. Not asked to speak. But compelled. Your Honor, she said, voice controlled but trembling with truth. Cody didn't just betray the law. He betrayed us. He betrayed Benjamin. And he betrayed everything this family pretended to stand for. The judge watched her carefully. And when a family built on unity collapses, she continued, the truth is all that's left. She sat down. The courtroom was silent. And that silence was louder than any accusation. End of day 2, court adjourned. Cody staggered from the courtroom, pushing past reporters. Robyn followed, clutching his arm, her sunglasses hiding tears. Christine remained seated, staring ahead with quiet resolve. Meri stood beside her. Janelle approached and placed a hand on her shoulder. Outside, cameras flashed. Inside, truth settled like dust after a demolition. Tomorrow, the judgment would begin. And Cody Brown's world would never look the same again. Cody Brown's world would never look the same again. Before Cody could finish, the prosecutor stepped forward, voice sharp as steel. Mr. Brown, let me rephrase this, so the court is absolutely clear. He approached the witness stand slowly, each footstep echoing like a countdown. You diverted $75,000 of family funds into an LLC that your wives did not know about. You filed a deed for land that did not belong exclusively to you. You notarized that deed with an expired seal, and you placed that deed under the sole name of your legal wife. He paused. So tell us again, Mr. Brown. Was this protection or premeditated fraud? Cody froze. The silence was suffocating. The gallery leaned forward as though the air itself had stopped moving. Robyn whispered harshly, "Say something, anything." But Cody couldn't. The truth had caught him by the throat. Christine's attorney stepped in. "Your Honor, with your permission, we'd like to play an audio clip recovered from the Brown family office." Cody's head snapped up. No, wait, but it was too late. A small speaker was placed on the desk. A click, static, then a voice. Robyn's voice. "Cody, listen. Benjamin is getting worse. He barely remembers conversations now. If we're going to secure the land, it has to be this week. You said you'd handle the documents. I can't keep going back there with papers he doesn't understand." The courtroom exploded. Robyn grabbed at the table, visibly shaking. That was taken out of context. She cried. The judge raised a hand. "Order, order." The prosecutor paused the recording. "Your Honor, this audio was timestamped 3 days before Benjamin's death, and 2 days before the forged 2018 will appeared." Cody dropped his face into his hands. Robyn looked at him as though the ground had vanished beneath her. Christine closed her eyes, a single trembling breath escaping her chest. She had always suspected. But hearing it, Janelle straightened her back, eyes fixed on Robyn with a look of pure betrayal. Meri shook her head slowly, almost whispering to herself, "I trusted you both." The judge exhaled heavily, hands clasped. This is becoming a matter far beyond a simple dispute over inheritance. Janelle's final blow. Janelle leaned toward the microphone. "I'm not finished." The prosecutor gestured for her to continue. Janelle held up the memo again, the one Robyn had written. "But there's a second page." She flipped it over. A collective gasp rose from the gallery. It was a list, handwritten by Robyn. Projected division after transfer. She read the lines out loud. Cody, primary authority over the ranch. Robyn, full property rights. Future expansion for Brown legacy projects. Christine. No claim. Janelle, no claim. Meri, no claim. Robyn covered her mouth. Her entire plan exposed. Christine felt the sting of tears. Not from pain, but from the vindication of truth finally standing on her side. The prosecutor leaned in. "So, Mrs. Janelle Brown, what does this tell you?" Janelle didn't flinch. "It tells me Cody and Robyn weren't protecting the land." She took a deep breath. "They were stealing it." The courtroom erupts. Cody jumped from his seat. "I was trying to protect our future," he shouted. The judge slammed the gavel so hard the sound ricocheted off the walls. "Mr. Brown, sit down or I will hold you in contempt." Cody froze. Robyn grabbed his sleeve. Her voice cracked with desperation. "Cody, they're going to ruin us." Christine stood slowly, turning toward them. "No," she said, voice low but full of fire. "You ruined yourselves." The breaking point. Cody sank back into his chair, shoulders collapsing like a structure finally giving way. His attorney whispered frantically, "Stop talking, please, stop talking." But Cody's eyes were hollow. "It wasn't supposed to be like this," he muttered. "I was doing what made sense, Robyn." Robyn said. Robyn snapped. "Don't you put this on me. You signed everything. You filed the will. You pushed him." The courtroom gasped. Cody stared at her, betrayed. "You told me it was the only way. You said he wouldn't know the difference." Robyn slapped a hand over her mouth. Too late. Every juror heard it. Janelle leaned back in her chair, hands trembling. Meri turned away in disgust. Christine felt her heart hammering in her chest. This was the moment. The moment the truth finally tore through every lie. Judge's final words for the day. The judge's voice returned, cold as winter. "I have heard enough for today. Court is adjourned." He paused, eyes burning into Cody and Robyn. "And Mr. and Mrs. Brown, you are advised to prepare yourselves." He struck the gavel. The sound echoed like a verdict. The sound echoed like a verdict. The judge's eyes locked on Cody cold, disappointed, unblinking. Mr. Brown, stability is not an excuse for fraudulent transfer of estate, nor for coercion of a dying man. A ripple went through the room. This was no longer family drama. This was criminal exposure. Robyn, still trembling, wiped her tears, but her expression betrayed something darker. Fear or guilt. Meri watched her with that same stillness she developed over years of silence. She whispered under her breath, "Stability isn't built on lies, Cody. You taught us that." The judge signaled to the bailiff, "Bring in the handwriting expert." Christine and Janelle exchanged a glance. They already knew what was coming next. The handwriting expert took the stand. A middle-aged woman with wire-rimmed glasses placed two documents under the courtroom projector. The original 2016, while the disputed 2018, while she pointed with a laser pen. These signatures, she paused for effect, are not the same person? Gasps filled the air loud, sharp, echoing. Cody sank deeper into his chair. Robyn closed her eyes, jaw clenched. The expert continued, "The 2018 signature shows hesitation marks, uneven pressure, and evident tracing behavior. This is consistent with a forged signature created by someone attempting to mimic an older adult's writing." The judge nodded grimly. "Who forged it?" Someone in the gallery whispered. The expert lifted the second slide, a side-by-side comparison of initials found in the memo Robyn wrote to Cody. The jury leaned in. "The person who likely forged the will," the expert said, "had the same slant and pressure technique as the author of this memo." Every head in the courtroom snapped toward Robyn. Her face turned white. The court erupts. Robyn stood abruptly. "I did not forge anything. I only helped him decide." He was confused. Christine fired back, "You guided him. Or you guided his hand." Robyn shook with panic. Cody grabbed her wrist. "Stop talking," he hissed, but it was too late. The judge glared at them both. "You pressured a dying man. You created an LLC behind your wives' backs. You notarized a deed with an expired seal. And now we have a forged will." He turned toward the bailiff. "Are the forensic accounting reports ready?" The bailiff nodded and handed him a thick binder. The judge flipped through the pages, his expression darkening with each turn. Bombshell number 4. The missing $320,000. Janelle stepped forward. "That's the part I didn't show yet," she said quietly. She placed another file on the stand. Between 2017 and 2019, Cody transferred $320,000 from the family trust into various accounts connected to Brown Future Holdings. The judge tapped his pen. "And these were not authorized." "Not by any of the wives," Janelle replied. "Not even legally." Robyn's hand flew to her mouth. Cody's lawyer whispered something urgently, but Cody wasn't listening anymore. The final question that destroyed everything, Christine's attorney stepped closer. "Mr. Brown, if this was about stability, why hide it? Why forge signatures? Why move money into secret accounts? Why involve Robyn alone?" Cody swallowed. His voice cracked. "Because she was the only one who still listened to me." Robyn's tears fell, not from sadness, but from the realization of what she had just been dragged into. Christine whispered, "You used all of us, and you used him." The judge closed the folder and leaned back. "This case is bigger than a family dispute," he said. "This is fraud, financial misappropriation, coercion, and potentially criminal forgery. We proceed to charges next session." Robyn collapsed against the table. Cody stared straight ahead, unmoving. Janelle looked relieved. Meri looked vindicated. Christine looked like a woman who finally had justice within reach. The courtroom doors opened. Bailiffs stepped inside. The room went silent. The judge spoke. "Mr. Brown, Mrs. Brown, both of you will remain available for immediate custody pending review of criminal charges." Cody's mouth fell open. Robyn whispered, "No. No, Cody, do something." He couldn't, because for the first time ever, the truth had finally defeated him. The truth had finally defeated him.